Trigger Spoons, Trigger Spoon Magnums, Trigger Spoon Pros, Trigger Spoon Juniors, Speed Spoons, Speed Spoon Pros. Looking for spoons for your trout fishing adventure? Think FHS Spoons. You can check them out at fishhuntshoot.com. Welcome back to the channel, guys. The sun is out. I am preparing to go trout fishing. I'm going to be dealing with some muddy, cold water that is very, very muddy, water that is about 45 degrees. So I'm going to be doing some bait fishing. If you go out trout fishing this week or next week, you're likely going to be dealing with cold stained water as well. And that means if you want a maximum level of success, you're going to have to engage in some sort of bait fishing, you know, floating baits off the bottom or drifting baits underneath a slip bobber. And if you're bait fishing in cold stained water and you're targeting lethargic trout, you definitely want a bait that has a maximum amount of profile, a large bait, and you also want a bait that puts out a maximum amount of scent. So let me show you how I'm preparing for this week's trout fishing trips. I've got some clients lined up, and it's really important that I get some hits and put some fish in the boat. Now, here's a little history lesson. Back in the old days when I was a youngster, before we had power bait, we used to rely heavily on these, you know, hot chocolate sized mini jet puffed marshmallows. And you whippersnappers out there that have never used these as bait, they look just like this. They're the same kind of marshmallows that you find in bottles of, you know, commercially prepared fishing marshmallows, except those marshmallows you find in jars, they've had some scent applied to them, and they've also had some dye and maybe some glitter applied to them as well. Well, I am gonna make my own dyed scented marshmallows for this week's trip. It's a fun project. It's something you can do with your kids. Heck, I'm 50-some years old and it's even fun for me. Let's get started. This is how we're gonna do it. First of all, I need a couple smaller bags, which I have here. I have a couple of these. I think they're the 1 quart size Ziplocs. So let me open these up, and I'm gonna put a little bit of, little handful of marshmallows in each bag. Just like that. I'll open this one up here, just like this. And like I said, I'm gonna put about a handful in each bag. Kind of wonky here because I don't have a table to work on, but we'll get her done. If I drop any, I'm sure Lucy will appreciate it. So that's probably a cupful right there, and put another handful in there. So we're dealing with about that many marshmallows right there. So set that one aside. I'll do another bag with, that's probably a cup and a half of actual marshmallows. So I'm gonna make 1 bag of garlic mellows, and I'm gonna make another bag of anise mellows. Those are my 2 favorite wintertime trout scents. The garlic is very robust. It'll, you know, put out a big scent trail. Fish will smell that from a distance and come on in and hopefully find the bait. And anise, you guys know me, I've talked about it a lot. I love anise scent. I love the smell of that black licorice. It's a sweet scent, and most, you know, game fish respond to that, whether we're talking stripers, steelhead, salmon, and of course trout, planted trout, wild trout, native trout, whatever. They all love the smell of anise. So, whoa, I almost dropped them. There's some marshmallows for Lucy. But there's my second bag of marshmallows right there. And let's get going with the process. We'll use this bag to set up as anise scented marshmallows. Here's my Procure anise scent. It's got an awesome pink color to it. So we're gonna put the scent in first. Just like this. I'm gonna put a good squeeze of this in there. That's probably, I'm gonna say that's a teaspoonful. Put a little extra in there because I love anise. So let's set that aside. And now I have some Procure Badass Bait Dye, and this is the fluorescent sunset orange color. So these are gonna be reddish orange mellows. They're gonna be awesome. Lots of visibility in that stained water. They're gonna look great. I'm gonna put about, there's 1 drop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 little drop squirts in there. Now we'll seal up the bag. And here comes the fun part. Look at that, that's pretty cool looking already. Now we're gonna mix. I'm just gonna shake it, shake, rattle, and roll. Move it around in there. We'll decide in a minute if we need more dye, but I can already tell those are getting pretty orange just from those kind of 10 drops I put in there. So just like that. that. I don't see any big gobs of anise scent in there. Oh yeah, I do, right there. So just kind of work it, keep working it till you get the scent kind of evenly distributed among the marshmallows. Move them around. So, just like that. So there we have it. That is bait number one. Those are anise orange, fluorescent orange, UV marshmallows. I could team those with worms, power bait, salmon eggs. I could fish them alone, and they are gonna only absorb more of that awesome anise scent over time. I'll just leave them in that bag, keep them in the refrigerator. I'll keep them in the cooler on the boat, or in these cold conditions we've been having lately, I can just set them in the shade in a bag, whatever. But keep them cool. You don't want to set these in the sun and have them melt on you. But there you go. The anise mellows are all done. So we'll set those right there. And now it's time to work on the garlic marshmallows. And garlic has been an absolutely deadly scent for us out at Collins Lake. We're using the garlic power bait. So I suspect I'm gonna be teaming these with some garlic power bait to just double that scent output. The green garlic power bait has been really good to us, so I'm gonna run with a green color on these mellows. So let's start off with some Procure Garlic Plus Super Gel. So we'll put a shot of that in there. Oh, just like that. There we go. Looking good. Want plenty of that scent in there. And you know, the Super Gel's awesome in cold water. It's gonna dissolve very slowly, and it's gonna put out a really solid scent trail leading back to the bait. Now, since we're using that green power bait, I'm gonna go with the fluorescent green bait dye. Open this up, try not to get any on my fingers. And let's see here, we're gonna put in about the same amount. I'm gonna say 10 drops. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a little shot for good measure. Oh man, that's an awesome color. So let me close that up. When you're dealing with the bait dye, it's always a good idea to store these inside of a Ziploc bag just in case you have an accident. This stuff will dye your fingers, your pants, your carpet, whatever. Keep it in a Ziploc bag. Don't be sorry later. So let's seal up this bag right here. And we will shake it around. There's that Procure there. Got to kind of break that up. Keep shaking. Shake it all up. There's a little more Procure right there. Procure scent. So break up those pockets of scent. Make sure that scent is getting spread all over the place. And man, look at that intense green color. See a couple there that aren't getting color on them. Got a little bit of the Procure Super Gel right there. We'll just keep working that around. And remember, you know, start off light on the color. If you've never done this before, start off with, you know, probably less color than you need. You can always add more, but you can't take it out, obviously. So, but I'm really liking the way those are looking right there. Looking good. See a little more Procure right there. Just kind of keep working that out, working that around, shaking it up. And right there, we have some intensely green garlic marshmallows. Let me open this bag up and show you what they look like in there. Oh man, I can smell that scent. That's looking good. Just like that. Good stuff. Tilt the camera down here. Check these out. Check those green marshmallows out. Those awesome. So now when I get out to Collins Lake this week, I'm gonna team these with worms, I'm gonna team them with power bait, and I know that I am gonna be, you know, presenting baits that have a maximum amount of size coupled with a maximum amount of scent, plus I'm gonna get the UV benefits from that bait dye. It's you know, the biggest calling card I can put out to those lethargic trout, and I think these marshmallows are gonna pay some big dividends. That's my tip for today. Kind of a fun project for all you guys that are contemplating a winter trout fishing trip when you're gonna have to sling some bait. I will catch you next time right here on the channel. And remember, if you're looking for gear, go check out our website, fishhuntshoot.com. I've got a blog over there. There's a lot of stuff over there to check out. fishhuntshoot.com. I'm Cal Kellogg.